So the reason I asked that is because right now we're looking at them matched up against the LA Clippers. And we know the respect that we have for their head coach, and
yes, we do.
Will continue to have for their head coach. If you think Jason Kidd is going to be able to match wits with Lou, then cool. I worry about that part of it. And also, man, Kawhi. Are we getting Terminator Kawhi? You know what I mean? Are we getting playoff P? Like, there's so many variables. Yes, 5-4. I think that might be the most entertaining first-round matchup of any of these playoffs, of Eastern or Western Conference. So when we say party crashes, that's a tough party to crash. Because James Harden, I know the whole he don't care about what anybody thinks about him, and I know that is very, very true. But I also think that James Harden has got a little bit of something to prove that he's been trying to do sneakily over the last 3 years. Where it's like, hey man, I'm just out here trying to make MVP candidates. I'm just out here helping dudes reach their heights. I'm just out here having a good time. I'm out here closing out on shots Kawhi Leonard's putting up because I want to shake some things up. I think we're going to see James Harden, because we're not expecting anything of him. I think we're going to see James Harden have a couple of turn back the clock moments in these playoffs. And I'm just rooting for that, specifically because I'm intrigued by this entire Clippers thing. So if the Mavericks had a different matchup, and as we're recording right now today, it's Clippers at 4, Mavs at 5, the Pelicans, if the Pelicans slide in there and they're against the Mavericks, well, I might pick the Mavericks because they got, the two best players on the court, in my estimation. I love Zion. I love Brandon Ingram, but Kyrie in the playoffs and Luke in the playoffs, I'm going to roll with those two cats. So if we talk about them, crashing that Pelicans party, sure. But that Clippers party, it's the brand on the can. I understand. Like when you go in the grocery aisle, you're like, man, I really wanted to get the chunky soup, but I guess I'll get this. Off-brand joint because money's kind of funny these days. Inflation. Should damn you, government. Right? Like we saying that, and we keep doing that with the Clippers. It's like it's the brand on the can, man. We see Steve Ballmer over there going crazy after every layup. We know it ain't the Clippers town in LA. All these other things. If they had anybody else on the front of their jerseys, we'd be like, hey, better watch out. But be cool.
But because we've seen this movie before, because we've seen the Clippers, because we've seen playoff P on the side of the backboard, because we've seen Kawhi Leonard take Kevin Durant's lunch one game and then say, oh, my knee hurts.
I'm out.
And not my knee hurts like a torn meniscus. Like, I ain't saying it to be funny. Like, he's literally, like, I saw him take Kevin Durant's lunch in that game 1 against Phoenix last year. And I'm like, oh, we got something here. And then the next damn game, Christmas is canceled. All right, dog.
Can't go.
It's multiple things we don't know how to have conversations about before we go to break. We don't know how to talk about Ime Udoka. Okay, we cannot discuss Ime Udoka in all facets. Yeah, I know you can. Yeah, I know you can. I said we.
I would love to one of these days.
Yes.
I can't wait. Kidding me? Huh? Hey, under duress, huh? Lead a team to glory out here when things ain't right.
things don't never seem right. He just seems to operate in chaos. It's just one thing after another, and that's maybe when he does his best work, right?
Hey, real ones relate. Real ones relate out here.
Look, Ime Udoka in Houston is a reality show in itself, okay? You can just check the demos. If that man is happy, then the players are going to perform, right?
God bless Houston.
He and Jalen Green got a lot in common, right?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And we don't know how to talk about that, and we wouldn't know how to talk about James Harden as a playoff redemption type of story because we've written the book on James Harden. Because we know exactly how this story ends. We've never seen Harden in the spot where, okay, we don't need you, but we'd love to have you steal a game for us. If James Harden steals 2 games in the playoff series, like he did against Boston last year in the second round, your team wins the series now because of the guys he's playing with. He did that last year and then didn't show up in game 7, so we forgot about the 2 games that he single-handedly stole. If he does that this year in a series or multiple series, the Clippers are going to the finals.
Ooh, that's where we going with it?
I'm saying,
okay.
if he
can be that guy, I got you.
He can be
like right now.
He can be a playoff pumpkin in the other 4 games or 5 games of the series. But if he single-handedly wins you 2 games in a series, every series, they're going to the finals.
Like a souped up Eddie House kind of vibe, where it's like, no, I'm saying like you remember like when Eddie, and no matter what team Eddie was on deep in the playoffs, it's like, hey, at some point that dude's going to hit 5 3-pointers to send your ass home. Right? There's going to be, the Mike Millers of the world, the Shane Battiers of the world. Somebody's going to knock down them shots.
I got a better one for you because this is near and dear to your heart in good and bad ways. You ready for this? You ready for the name I'm about to say?
Yeah, give it to me.
What if he's playoff Rondo?
Ooh. Listen. Which one, though? Because Pelicans Rondo did work. Bulls Rondo did work. Of course, Celtics Rondo when it became a big 4. Right? Like when it was like, hey, y'all move over Hall of Famers. I'm running the show here. Like, hey, Bubble Rondo. Right? Like things matter. IQ matters. I think James is a smarter basketball player than we give him credit for. Absolutely. It's just when he goes off the reservation, it's like, all right, how can we
just don't know if we can trust him. We got trust issues. That's all.
Like why can't you do this all the time, son? You get A's in every other class. Why is Jim kicking your ass like this? You know what I mean? Like what's going on? Hey, I'm just not dressing out like I'm supposed to. This how it's supposed
to be. Is he going to be James Harden or Jim Harden? Like that's the question. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Is it game 6? My head hurt, or is it, hey y'all, I'm the baddest man on the planet? Because he'll have baddest man on the planet like 3 possession spurts where it's like, hey man, that's still James Harden out there, and then he'll settle back into his role. So I'm looking forward to it. We all know Paul George as your second fiddle is something to behold, right? Asking Paul to be the dude is a different, it's a different story.
I have a theory on Paul. I think Paul can be your best player or your third best player. I think he has trouble.
You don't like second best Paul?
I think he doesn't like double dutch. You don't know exactly when to jump in. You know what I mean?
So you taking this from the Oklahoma City run? Because the Oklahoma City run with him and Russ was weird. And it was like, who was the man in certain moments when Russ down the stretch, they pack in the lane and they going to ask you, hey, go ahead and shoot that thing. And Paul's like, wait a minute, they pack in the lane now because you on the court too, and I can't get there either. You know what I mean?
I put it like this. I think that's a great point. I think with PG, it is a matter of, especially with a guy like Russ back then, because Russ took up so much oxygen that it's hard for you to figure out, okay, when do I assert myself without upsetting the apple cart here? Similar with Kawhi, because Kawhi's a high usage guy. But when Kawhi got hurt in 2021 and Paul had to be the number 1 guy, this is my show? Are we going to play at my pace? Bet. Now, if he's your third best player, that also means, hey, y'all don't need that much from me. I can be the guy that defends and disrupts and hit threes, and the stuff I give you is gravy. I think that's the best use of him. But for the Clippers, he has to be that second guy, which makes things a little bit, put it like this. At his best, he's a much better Scottie Pippen.
I was going to say, it's Pip, right? And I mean, you know what the kids are doing now on social media, with Paul being the GOAT, like he came into the city the other night and went 12 or 13. Like I understand sometimes where the kids are coming from, not with the greatest of all time thing, but name me a prettier basketball player in the league. Like, the aesthetic. If you just watch him, come on, man.
The aesthetic is smooth. It's water. You know what I mean? It's water. I get it.